Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys were here yesterday, I'm coming straight from yesterday's part. We are reacting to the second half of Georgia Doe's Hazbin Hotel analysis on Lucifer. It's called Lucifer's Depression. We watched the first half of her video yesterday. We reacted and talked about that. Now, if you weren't here yesterday, I will have the link to the original video down below. First off, check out Georgia Doe's content. She is a licensed therapist, and she's basically taking her experiences and applies it to different characters in different media, and she kind of breaks down the way they act, the way they do, and what basically makes up these characters. And her content not only is extremely interesting and engaging, if you identify with these characters, she makes you feel really, really seen. And she even gives, ways to help cope with some issues that you might have. I am not a therapist, but I do have, quite a bit of life experience under my belt. I've been homeless, I've been hungry, I've gone to war, I've also, been a single parent for a good chunk of my children's lives. And I'm basically talking about my experience as well as listening to what she has to say about these characters. Especially in the case of Lucifer, being that he is, an estranged father with a strained relationship with his daughter. So I feel that. But enough for me. I've talked already too much. Let's jump into the second half of the video. As you can see, we're continuing right from where we left off last time. Literally, I'm recording this one right after I ended the last one.
Parent if you think that there's something really horrible going to happen, but if not, you want to be.
I'll rewind it a second just so we know where we're at. It's basically Lucifer saying, "See, I told you so." Sinners, there's no helping them, and heaven's not going to listen. And it's basically his experience kind of putting a mental block on him possibly seeing any difference.
Negative statements, and because of that, he's actually shutting it now out onto Charlie. When
he thinks he's trying to protect her.
Feels really dark to you. It's hard not to have that leak out. He's using this as his own justification of why, I've been so badly hurt by this, don't bother, I've already been through this journey. And so we often also do that to try to protect others from hurts that we've gone through. But it's her journey, even to make mistakes. And in this case, sometimes you want to parent if you think that there's something really horrible going to happen. But if not, you want to be there to be able to support people in their journey, even if you don't agree with it. Parenting is one of the hardest jobs that we're not taught how to do.
He's
I feel that.
defending this hotel. It may be a bit more sadistic than I hoped, but he's doing it for me. How come he can have faith in me, but my own father can't?
Oof.
Ooh, drama.
Oof.
And at least there, she's saying what exactly she needs. Charlie does a really great job at being able to share her emotion. He felt it. And I think that the reason that he feels it so much is probably because his own dad didn't.
I'll be right with you. I wish my daughter would talk to me like that. She, when we get into arguments, because it does happen a lot, again, she's a rebellious teenager, she tends to just shut down and walk away from me. Or she just won't give me anything back. And sometimes I wish she would just tell me how she's feeling. It's probably the biggest strain on our relationship, is I never really know what she's thinking. So if you have any advice on that, please let me know down in the comments.
And have faith in his dreams. Yes, God. But still, it's that parental figure. And because of that, that's also his wound. And so it kind of woke him up in that moment. He got, oh, wait a second. I don't want to hurt her the way that I've been hurt.
Dad, help me.
I can't.
Why can't you?
Charlie! You don't understand.
This song fucks me up.
Heaven never listens. They didn't listen to me. They won't listen to you.
And so you see that strong reaction, how hurt, how crushed that he's been. I think that a lot of people come down kind of harsh on Lucifer, that he wasn't there for a lot of her time growing up. But when we're dealing with mental illness, it can be even the most simple of things that other people don't understand, can be exceptionally difficult to be able to get through. Even just getting out of bed, brushing your teeth can seem like a task too great to be able to handle. That's the thing with depression, is that it takes away the things from your life. It makes you lose your motivation, lose your discipline, changes the way that you see yourself. You're actually physically altering your brain. Depression biologically actually was beneficial for us.
I actually had a pretty big bout of depression. I want to say spring last year. I think that's what it was. If you actually look at my channel, there was actually like a month I didn't post anything. It's because I was too overwhelmed. I don't remember exactly what was going on at that time, but all I remember was there were to be times I'd be sitting on my couch staring at my phone, knowing that I wanted to put out more videos, knowing that, you know, I'd have to record, I'd have to edit, I'd have to do all this, and it's the middle of the night because, you know, I work third shift, so I'm home at night, and it's just like all these things, and I just couldn't bring myself to do them. I would literally be sitting right there, not 5 feet from where I'm at right now, and just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's not like it was too much work for me to handle. Like, I knew I could do it, and it's like I want to do it, I want to get it done, but then I just wouldn't move, and I just didn't realize how depressed and miserable I really was until I just came out and said it one day.
Allowed us to shut down and hibernate during the most difficult points in time, which sometimes we needed in order to survive hardship. But when times are good, it can be devastating, not just to the person dealing with depression, but to everyone around them, because it changes who you are. A lot of people believe that depression is sadness, but it isn't always the case. Depression can take on many different forms. For many people, it's more that they don't feel anything at all. They have no motivation. The things they used to bring them joy no longer do. And the more that they cut out the world,
Definitely
the more
been
they
there.
live inside of their inner world that is often very negative, very harsh, and quite painful.
You don't know that!
I do. Didn't know that way. My dreams were too hard to defend.
For a lot of times when we've gone through something that's really painful, we want to protect our children from the same pain. But because of that, sometimes we can become overprotective or even sheltering, trying to cut them out from the world. But because of that, they're not learning the skills that they might need to learn to be able to survive in the world. We want to not just protect them and hold them in, even though they'll be safe. We want to allow them to grow. And in order to make those mistakes so that they learn the tools that they need to be able to not just survive, but to thrive.
I mentioned this at the end of the last one. I literally got hit with that line from my daughter. She was just like, she was doing something I knew was messed up. Again, I don't remember the exact conversation, but I remember I was trying to give her advice, and she got to the point where she just told me I need to make my own mistakes. And I ended realizing I had to trust her.
In the world that is around them. For Charlie, she needs her dad to believe in her. That's what she wants. That's what she's going to do no matter what, with him or without.
When I was young, I didn't really know you at all. I always felt so small. I heard your stories and I was enthralled.
Little baby Charlie.
And for Charlie, she still sees him as that person that she looks
see how
up to.
emotional she gets?
A lot of times when we are children,
I mentioned that in the
look to our
first
parental
episode.
figures as gods, in this case, kind of literally, and that they're larger than life, and we want them to be proud of us, so we often impart the things that are their dreams. We want to make sure, though, that when we're doing something, it's also ours, and when we're parenting, we want to make sure that our children know that they have to live their own dreams for them. They don't need to relive our lives for us. And parents can sometimes do that. Want to have our children to fix and complete our dreams for us. And that's...
Now, I don't do that. But I almost did this. My son's a gamer. That was my fault. But he has his own taste in games. He likes horror games. He likes shooters. He likes very different games than I would like. I have tried to get him to play other fantasy games. He's not about it. My daughter, though, she wants to be a gamer, but she's not really, except for Roblox. And she sees all the things I'm doing for YouTube and Twitch, and she decided to start her own kids' YouTube channel playing Roblox. And she showed me her first video, and her friend worked on it. She recorded it. She's got her voice on it, and he edited it with some funny memes, and she was so happy to show me. And I was just so proud of her. And I couldn't help but get giddy because obviously she did it because of my example. She saw me enjoying this, so she decided to try it too. And she had a blast with it. seeing her that happy to just show me it. Like she was grinning ear to ear as she was playing the video for me, and it's just things like that just make me happy to be a parent.
It's not their job.
Tales about your lofty dreams. It's the view I had of you. Show me dreams can be worth fighting for.
I wonder a little bit about that scene.
This song
because
fucks me up.
You can see the sadness come, and I wonder if that's because he was already going through that depression, that difficulty perhaps between him and Lilith. But I wonder if that's the thing, is that we see a little bit of that mask being withdrawn. Often when we're depressed and we're more of a caretaker, which you can tell that Lucifer is that caretaker, he wants to be able to help people, and he feels like he's failed that, which then makes him withdraw even more because we feel that people will be better off without us, that we're often faking being happy when we're in front of other people.
Oh, that was called out. That one.
Hide all of our pain because we...
For anybody who doesn't know this, why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, it was back during COVID, and my depression just completely took over, and it got to a point where I thought I didn't matter. Nobody would care if I just fucking offed myself. And I became sheltered. I was always in my room. I didn't spend time with my family. I didn't spend time with my friends. Like, even my kids, I was just like, if I just disappeared right now, that they'd still have their mom. They wouldn't even notice that I was gone. And I ended up making my YouTube channel as an outlet just to have something to do, get some feelings out, react to nerdcore music because I loved it. And then as the subscriber count started going up, I was just like, how can I say I don't matter and nobody cares about the things that I have to say when I have 100, that was like 50, 100, 200 people who come back just to hear what I think about music. And now, here we are a few years later, we're up to 1,400 subscribers, and I'm feeling more motivated than ever. And that's why I appreciate you guys so goddamn much. That's why I'm sharing so much with you guys. It's just like, you never know. You never know.
Don't want to impart it to others and make other people feel bad around us. But because of that, we're wearing a mask. And maybe also a little bit of the difficulty between him and Lilith is showing through.
'Cause in the end, you are part of who
Oh,
I
this song.
Sorry, it's so beautiful. I really love that that they're kind of open to be able to make a new relationship, whatever that might be. And
I cry like a little baby when they get to the line. I'm so grateful you're my daughter. I'm so grateful you're my father. And I wish my kids would say something like that to me. That's why it hit me so hard when my daughter said she was proud of me. Like, or when I talked to my son the other day, and apparently he brags about me, which is something I didn't know. He just told me this the other day, and I just I couldn't help just cheesing. So yeah, that song is my favorite one in the series, and it fucks me up. My daughter actually teased me about it because she likes Hazbin Hotel. I know, it's an adult cartoon. She shouldn't be watching it. But she kind of snuck it. But she really likes the music, and when I told her that was my favorite song, she teased me. She's like, of course it is. You know, anything with a dad and kids ends up being your favorite. And I'm just like, I ended up telling her how I felt about our relationship and how I just want us to be able to come together. And we ended up going out that day, and we had an absolute blast. So it's okay to talk to your kids.
that he's able to kind of hear her through the song, which I think is really kind of beautiful. I can't play most of it because I'm going to be copyright stricken, so sorry about that. But I think that it's a really sweet way that we kind of can see the journey of him starting to listen to her, and you can see that his anxiety is down as well, so he's able to hear it now.
I'll support your dream, whatever lies in store.
And who cares for
More
be like, yeah, there's probably many other things that she could ask for. But having a supportive figure that is there no matter what is such a wonderful feeling, and I think it's a huge gift. I think that's a beautiful way to restart a relationship, to be able to find something that they're passionate about, that they care about, and go with them on their journey. So it might be watching someone play video games with them, or going fishing because they love fishing. Sometimes that might be the starting point to build a new.
One game I got my son to start playing was Destiny, and he ended up really liking it. And now that I have my new computer, because I didn't have this computer for that long yet, it's only been like a month, I don't have to use my TV. I have this nice ass TV in my living room that I don't use for gaming anymore. So the other night I invited him into the living room, and he hooked up his PlayStation to the TV while I was gaming over here, and it kind of hit me. I was like, what if for a stream, you know, me and my son play Destiny, and I take him through the dungeons he hasn't done yet, or the raids, because he hasn't done a single raid yet, and it's just like, I could be right here, he could be right there, and we could just be having a blast, just talking smack to each other. And he's down for it. So if you guys would want to see that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. And yeah, it just, sorry, I'm getting all in my emotions. My kids are really important to me.
Relationship. And what you want to do is you want to make sure not to be really critical or negative or bring other people down. Because remember, we want to hang out with people that make us feel better, feel good. And that doesn't mean that we always have to be fake. We want to be honest with that, but you want to remember, what are you giving to that relationship? And sometimes when we're parenting, especially young adults or adult children, we're often still trying to parent and change things. And now the relationship has changed. They need a supportive figure, someone that's there. And if they ask for advice, you can give it.
That's a really hard lesson for me to learn.
Pestering someone is not going to change behavior. They're just going to avoid.
I mentioned that again at the end of the last episode, where it came up in family therapy. My family has a therapist because we've had struggles with our relationships, where my son said that sometimes he just wants to be able to talk to me, but a lot of times when we would talk, it would be me advising him, and that put a big stopper on a relationship, because he wouldn't want to talk to me, because he doesn't always want to be advised. Sometimes he just wants to be able to talk. So I had to get myself out of being, you know, his parent, his mentor all the time, and just be his dad. You know what I mean? That kind of came out weird. I hope it sounded clever.
Do you really want that? Children change from such a fast age. Like 2 years ago, they might have needed you for everything. And then in 2 years, they are young adults and they don't need you at all. And so that difference also can be really difficult to be able to grasp hold of, and for you to be able to change and evolve that fast. And again, not taught how to do it. So good job, Lucifer.
More than anything.
Oh, that was sweet.
I love Serpentius. I want to do Serpentius. No one's asking for him, okay? Come on.
I can get you the meeting, but once you're in heaven,
After this, she did end up doing the Serpentius video.
I won't be able to go with you. Will you be okay?
I'll be. And now you can see all of his fears. He wants to protect her and not have to go through that, and he's not going to be able to be there. That's really, really sweet.
I'll be fine.
That's my girl.
And that's what she needed. He's seeing it as he has to do everything and he has to be there, and he's not going to be able to protect her when we're letting someone that we've taken care of, in this case not for a little while, but he still feels that obligation to be able to let them go and to be able to trust that they'll learn from their mistakes, and you've done a good enough job parenting them that they'll figure it out.
I hope I've done that well. Like my son's gonna be 18 in 2 years, and I'm just hoping he's ready.
And you can still see, though, those pieces of his sadness and the depression that he's going through, coming through from that mask, that he's carried on to be able to make her feel better and to be able to share that. So he did the best that he could with the tools he did, and I think that he did actually really well, because he left her with this feeling of hope and support, which is what she brought him there for. So.
And now we go to the final battle.
First, that is the most satisfying punch ever. Yes, we're doing a video on Adam, the person that we all love to hate, Or some people might love Adam. Anyways, he's getting his own video.
Yeet. This video is a little bit older. It came out like a month ago.
Sorry I wasn't here
But
sooner.
Now what
I know it would mean a lot to me.
I want to believe that he was watching over her the entire time. Sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. I'm actually, I need tissue. Where's my tissue? So my hope is that he was actually watching the entire time. It's like really bad to cry when you're wearing like makeup. That he was watching the entire time. So that
Sorry, I forget that I split this into two. I didn't mention it. I mentioned this in the first video, not this one. But you see how she's dressed up like Lucifer? She does that for all the characters she covers. It's one of the very charming things about her. And she also gets really, really emotional when she talks about these characters and their mental health. And it's really, really not only interesting but beautiful to see somebody care so much, especially even about a fictional character.
he could be there if she needed him, but if not, he was gonna let her do this on her own, which would be really amazing parenting. So that's my hope for it. And so he came there when she needed it, but he was gonna be able to let her do her own thing so that he didn't overtake her journey and her achievement from her. It would have been the perfect thing for him to do. Because if he came in and tried to be the hero, he'd be taking all that glory from Charlie. And that's what happens sometimes when we're doing that helicopter parenting, that we're making sure they're successful, but we're doing it so much that they don't feel that success inside of themselves. They're only successful because their parental figure, their supportive figure was there because of that. And sometimes what happens is that they don't feel that belief then inside of themselves, which they need to be able to grow.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That they can get through things on their own. It's a very important parenting skill. Even if they make a mistake, that they can pick up those pieces on their own to the level that they're capable of, from young all the way to adult.
Mess with my daughter, and now I am going to you.
Well, this just got interesting.
The best.
It's just so funny because he looks so sure of himself, and then everyone else's reaction that they've read this completely wrong. Like when you've kind of come in and you're trying to be like super cool.
Angel with the
and then
eyebrow
you've
is
done
just the
something
funniest shit
ridiculous
ever.
and you don't know.
Especially knowing Angel's personality.
Wait, what did I say?
I didn't even get it the first time I watched. Probably because I'm just way too naive.
So this is what you've been up to since Eden? Gotta say, you really let yourself go, buddy.
I love the
And
shit
now
talking.
he's in his element, right? He's thriving. And that can often happen, especially when we're dealing with depression. Two things. One, exercise works exceptionally well. It takes time to be able to do it, but it will actually help build those parts of your brain back up in one of the fastest ways, as fast as medication can. And second thing is doing something that you're good at and you're going to get a whole bunch of...
She is not wrong. And I promise you, you've probably heard it a million times in like motivational videos, motivational people talking. Like everybody says, oh, just work out, you know, you'll feel better. It's real. It's real, it's real, it's real. I got weight loss surgery a year and a half ago. And while it did help me lose a lot of weight, I've also gained a lot of muscle, but that's because of hard work. I was working out practically every other day, sometimes multiple days in a row, and even to this day, there are days I don't necessarily like working out. I'm not that kind of person, but some days when I just absolutely don't want to do it, I tough it out just to say I got it done, and just so I don't end up quitting on my own body. And a lot of times it does help me feel better. It gets the blood pumping, it gets the adrenaline going. You can literally feel your muscles pumping up, and it actually has a better benefit, not just on depression, but also like on your self-image. I mean, your boy's got some biceps now, and it's just like, and all of that helps you. And it's just one more skill to help you deal with depression.
Affirmation for increases your production of dopamine, which is often lacking, and serotonin. And you can tell that for Lucifer, he's in the zone. He's just having fun. He's playing with Adam. He's enjoying it. And so he's getting a lot of those affirmations that he needs. And it also changes that thought of himself as a failure. Instead, he's being able to be the hero. Getting involved in an activity that is simple, that is repetitive, that you can enjoy, that can cause a lot of nice affirmation. And if you're doing it with other positive people, you can double that effect.
You're the most hated being in all of creation.
Best line ever.
Your first wife didn't seem to hate what I had to offer. For the second.
Actually, in a battle, getting into someone else's head and getting them off of the game is exceptionally effective. We saw that in the battle between Adam and Alistair also. And here, Lucifer's using it to his advantage. I don't think that he actually needs to. Like, he doesn't have to. He's completely beating Adam in the fight. He's just doing it for his own pleasure because Adam tried
He's having fun with him.
Insult him.
I get you.
I love the look that she has to him. That look was the same look that she had when she was a child. And it's just so beautiful. He was there to be able to be there to support her when she needed it. Literally in this case.
Dad, look out!
And I love that he allowed her to be able to fight Adam also on her own. I think that's beautiful, to be able to be literally supporting her, but also to allow her to shine and thrive. That's that.
I didn't
really
catch
nice,
this,
parenting
but
that I think.
he saw Adam coming. He could have stopped him. He could have flew away. He let Charlie be the hero. He let Charlie save him.
I think Lucifer hit perfectly in this case, and literally in this case.
You come at me and my daughter. Don't forget, you're in my house.
And now though, that rage, right now he's gonna unleash all of hell on him. I know, I had to. But he's gonna like unleash hell upon him because of everything that he's been through. Adam is the placeholder, not just for hurting his daughter, but everything that's happened, and that can happen, and that can feel really good.
The
when we've
rejection
gone
from
through
heaven.
A lot of pain. But we want to be able to moderate that, because sometimes when we are learning to live again, we can go a little bit too far. And again, we can kind of debate whether it's too far, because it is Adam.
Whoa, whoa, Dad. He's had enough.
How's mercy taste, you little bitch?
And to listen to her. I love that. I think that often when we're dealing with our adult children, that we often kind of dismiss them because they're our kids and we know better and we've lived longer and we do that entire thing. But we want to be able to make sure that we also give them their own accord. He's coming here to deal with her fight, and it should be on her terms. And so I love that he listened to her and was able to hold back. Plus, it's just so much more insulting to Adam at the same time.
Yep, because he lost.
First one to change this time.
You can do this. Now I know it.
I love that he was now able to change her inner monologue. That's so important. And so he's modeling, which is a wonderful way that we can teach our kids by doing it ourselves. It's actually more effective than saying things. We often want to give words and state them, but by actually doing it from his own behaviors and showing that, she'll be able to mirror that same behavior much easier. And I think that it's also helpful for him to be able to change his own inner dialogue. And so he's doing a really good job in being able to show it. And also you can tell that this smile is so much more genuine from Lucifer. This has made an actual concrete change in his own feelings of how he sees himself.
I know there's only like a minute left in the video, but she's going to go into her outro, so I just wanted to spit this out before it slips my mind. ADHD is a curse. But seeing the 180 in Lucifer, how he didn't believe in her and how he's trying to convince her to not that her plan wouldn't work, not to go meet heaven, and now when she's down on herself because of what happened to Serpentius, he's just like, no, you can do it. You can make the change. And again, bringing up my own experience, I had something similar with my son. My son loves to sing. He's a singer. And the last couple of years, he's gone to the talent show, and he sings. Last year, he was embarrassed. He basically sang an entire song with his eyes closed. He was wearing his hoodie, like you could barely see him. He was singing, but he wasn't really like there. He wasn't putting on a performance. This year he did a sea shanty, and he wore a pirate hat. He had a sword, and he was having fun with it. And while he enjoyed it, you know, he never thought he could actually win the talent show. But afterwards, I was just like, I feel like you could have went even farther. I feel like you could have absolutely taken the show, because the girl that won the talent show was a singer and she had a beautiful voice, but all she did was sing. And I'm just like, you could have made it a show. And me showing that belief in him, he comes to me a couple days later. He's talking about what he's going to do for next year's talent show and how he's already planning to do a whole thing, and he's super excited. And I was so happy that I got to inspire him like that.
And that's also really important when we're dealing with depression. Do I think that it's over for him? No, it's something that you need to keep on working at. When we're changing behavior and changing who we are, we'll have up days and down days. And so if you have a worse day after, don't feel like that means that the depression is back. That's part of the journey. You have to keep out at it. And some days will be easier and some days will be more difficult.
The end of last week was a little rough for me.
Look at the things that work to make you feel better and continue to do it. First, those neurons do not fire very effectively. It does take time to help them stay activated. But if you keep at it, you can make concrete change. So that's a little bit of my
That's her newest video.
Lucifer,
she just came out with one on
depression and all the after effects. And as always, the ad-free and uncensored
Emily. Brain fart.
version of this video will be on Nebula. If you want to join Nebula, there'll be a link in the description.
Alright, so that's the end of the whole video. Again, sorry I had to split it up into two, but both videos were half an hour, because between how long her video was and me talking about my experiences, I just wanted to make sure you guys had a little bit easier time digesting them. As I said, beginning of the video and last video, support Georgia Doe. She's got amazing content. Go check out her videos. Like, one of your favorite characters she's probably already done, and she will help you become even more attached to the character, as well as explore your own mental health. Her videos have really helped me, especially with looking at different coping mechanisms and tools. Where she said that, you know, characters could have did this, and how they responded was not the greatest way to deal with certain situations, or why somebody behaves a certain way. And it really gave me a lot to think about. Fantastic. Also, her cosplays are amazing, so go check it out. She's got one for Husk where instead of, obviously, she's got even the cards in the hat. It's amazing. But I hope you guys enjoyed my stories as well, and hearing from my experience. Everything I've learned is literally through life experience. I haven't taken any kind of class or anything on that, so I've had to figure it out as I went. But if you guys enjoy videos like this, if you want me to check out more of her stuff, I will, because I love watching her content. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links will be down below. That's it for me, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.